the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop! Woohoo!
Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Power Hour with 2-time national champion Todd Uhlir. Powered by Window World of Lincoln and SetTheBarSups.com.
All right, this thing on. Good morning, Husker Nation. You're struggling, Tristan, already. You're tuned into episode number 58 of the Power Hour here on 93.7 The Ticket and streaming at theticketfm.com. I'm 2-time national champion Todd Uhlir, and we're coming off a big win over Northwestern, which we didn't have a show last week, man, so because the game time. And now the spotlight's on this game. This is a big game tonight. The blackout, USC Memorial Stadium, where we've got a 2-game home win streak, and I talk about that a lot. Like, if we want to make our presence known again, we have to win at home. So, the USC Trojans are coming in to Lincoln, and the Huskers are ready to turn up the heat. We're going to dive into how Nebraska capitalizes on the momentum, and obviously some Thursday, Coach Rule got a nice little contract extension. We'll see how that plays out. As far as, does it help? Does it hurt? What the Trojans bring to the table. I think this is going to be obviously probably the toughest passing team that we're going to face. And what the Huskers need to do to come out with a win tonight. We're also going to talk Nebraska high school football because I love Nebraska high school football. Last night was round 1 of the playoffs for 11-man football. It was round 2 for 8-man football. We're gonna dive into some of those scores and some of the games, and there's a shocker out there that I'm gonna announce maybe in the second segment. We'll talk about that and more. And this is brought to you by Window World Lincoln. Check them out at windowworldlincoln.com and Set the Bar Sups at setthebarsups.com for your performance, recovery, and mindset fuel. So grab your coffee, energy drink. I got my bottled water. Already did my workout this morning.
Good for you.
2,177 days in a row. That's 311 weeks. So one more week and I got 6 years done. Is that crazy?
How do you do a whole week? So what's kind of your routine? Like,
yes.
Are you lifting heavy every single day?
No.
Okay.
Look at me. I'm not that.
What do you mean? Look at you. You look like you're lifting heavy every day.
No, I very specific training. Been doing this obviously for a long time. But yeah, and lots of things change as I'm nearing 51, which is crazy to me that I'm that old. I feel it sometimes. Actually, I feel it most of the time. But yeah, so we can get into kind of some of that breakdown. Obviously, I had back surgery 21 weeks ago. Sorry. 21 weeks ago, had back surgery. So 12 weeks of just walking. It was horrible. Worst recovery I've ever had at any surgery I've had, and I've had a lot. That's what happens when you play college football. And then you don't take care of yourself very well after that. So, all right, segment 1, the blackout in Lincoln. Let's talk about Huskers versus USC. Some things in being around the program as much as I am, practices, different things. It just feels like every game's such a big game, Tristan. Like every game. Like we were talking Michigan, right? Remember when Michigan was coming in? We have 28 consecutive losses to ranked teams. Now, USC lost to Notre Dame 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Played them tough. I think it was 10 points. I don't know what it's, something like that. Played them tough. Then had a week off. They weren't ranked, and now they're ranked. And I think the pollsters just are out for us. 28 straight losses to ranked opponents. That's got to stop, right? We had an opportunity against Michigan. Came up 3 points short there. It felt like 40 points short. So can we break that curse? I said, we could win every game out. We could lose every game out. You just don't know. And especially after obviously what we saw in Minnesota. Now that was on the road, and we will be going on the road next week for the next 2 weeks. Yep. I think there is a off week in between though. Thank goodness. I think we have a bye week before Penn State. So that'll give us a little time to get back into Lincoln, resettled. And after we go out to LA, you ever been out to UCLA?
I have.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I played baseball at Cal State Fullerton.
Yeah, all right.
So we played. We played UCLA 3 times a year, usually twice at their place, one at home.
It's a beautiful campus.
Yeah, Jackie Robinson Stadium is unbelievable. It's super sweet. UCLA is a fun place.
Yeah. So I went to the Rose Bowl, the national championship game in 2001 at the Rose Bowl out there. And that was really fun. And then Trent was actually recruited for track at UCLA. So we checked that out, and it's pretty cool. You wanted to play football, right? So we've got some key matchups. What's going to be, so Nebraska's secondary, I think they're ranked number 2 now in passing defense, and USC is ranked, I believe,
number 1 in passing offense.
Number 1 in passing offense. So we've got, power against power, right? Only bad thing is I don't think we've played a team in the top 50 in passing. So this is going to be a real test for our secondary. Are they going to step up and make it happen? And I think we can. I think we all the talent in the world there. We've got to just, quit missing assignments, right? And then also that our offensive line, right, versus the Trojan front 7. Are we going to shore that up? Or are we going to, run the ball more like we did against Northwestern and give us a little bit more time to pass? But, I'm interested to see, have we made those changes? Can we get the ball out quicker, right? And not necessarily have a play action that, by the time the fake's done, somebody's on Rayola. So that's going to be a huge factor tonight. Obviously, home, 6:30 kickoff. Well, 6 whatever kickoff. So they say 6:30, but it ends up being a little bit later. It's going to be chilly. I think 44 degrees at kickoff. So these California boys, and I'm sure they got a bunch of Texas guys on the team, and things like that. They're going to have to play in some chilly weather. So I think that will be beneficial to us voices when you play in a colder weather. Yeah, I was hoping it was going to snow or something. That would be more fun to watch USC, trying to play in the snow. So I think that's going to be really in our favor. And then obviously anytime you come into Memorial Stadium, the fans are amazing. As long as we're in it.
Yeah.
They're pretty amazing. So the QB, getting rid of the ball quick, not holding on to it. I think that's been, some of it too. Some of the sacks is, maybe not making the quick decision, but getting those kind of things done. So what do you think with the black? Like, this is the first time in my knowledge that they painted the end zones.
Mm-hmm.
They changed all the flags. They changed even if you go to their website, everything's black. It's kind of cool. A lot of old Husker fans are just like, why are they doing this? And then what happens if we get our butts handed to us, right? And then I guess we just have something to blame, right? Just never wear black jerseys again.
Yeah, I think a lot of the older folk I've talked to, don't want to say my parents are too old, but they're Husker traditionalists.
Right.
They went to Nebraska as you guys were winning national championships, and it seemed like it didn't matter what you were wearing. It didn't matter the setting. It didn't matter whatsoever. It was just, we're going to go out and play. I think in today's age with the NIL and recruiting, you kind of have a little bit of that, glamour, and you got to have a little bit of fashion and a little fanciness.
You got to do it.
But when it comes down to it, you just got to play football. I don't care what you're wearing, what color you're wearing. You just got to go out and play.
It still comes down to execution, right? And who wants it more. And once again, I think we're a good team. I don't think we're a great team by any means yet. Obviously, we've been exposed on the offensive line, our defensive line. Can we shore those things up? This will be a big test. Are we getting better? Are we learning from our mistakes? Watching Iowa absolutely decimate Minnesota, puts a little worry in it. But once again, it's college football, man, and it's so much momentum. A lot of things went right for Iowa in that Minnesota game and early. And, that's the first time I think Iowa scored that many points in like 100 years.
Yeah.
When they scored, I think they scored 40 plus, right? They don't do that very often unless it's against like Norfolk State or something like that. So it's going to be a big test and it's going to be fun. I can't wait. This is what I'm wearing. I'm going to go sleeveless and, I got to get a black one of these though.
Yeah.
Right. Otherwise I'll look stupid.
Do you think it's going to have more hype than the Michigan game?
Yes. It's definitely more hype than the
What
Michigan
about Colorado last year?
No, that was pretty hype.
Yeah.
We also had the national championship team in for the Colorado game. I don't know. It could be, and then, I've heard people talk about rushing the field. Say we beat USC. Do we rush the field? I don't care. Once again, a lot of traditionalists out there, like, what have you really won? But to win our 7th game, to break the curse of 28 straight, we haven't had a lot to celebrate here in Nebraska. So I think, why not? I'll rush the field. It'd be fun. No, I'm too old for that. I don't hurt my back again or something.
You can make it down there.
I got a pass. I can get down there anyway. I think it's a bigger game than Michigan because we knew, hey, Michigan's going to be really good, and they were. And we at least kept it. And I said that wasn't a must-win game for us to have a successful season. Michigan wasn't. This is a must-win game because if we want to get to that 8-4, 9-3, or 10-2, we have to win this game, right? And I don't think it's a successful season if we don't win 8 games. We won 6 last year, 7 with the bowl game, but I think it's got to be. We've got to get to 8 wins, and this one at home, 2 on the road. UCLA looks like they're starting to click a little bit. Penn State, who knows? They go to Ohio State today, so they could be beat up a little bit. I hope. I don't know. I picked Penn State to beat Ohio State just to irritate my Ohio buddies. He had a little prediction, and I said 13-14 in a shocker. The Nittany Lions beat Ohio State. So watch for that one, Tristan. That might happen. You never know when you pick some of these things what happens. So, but it's a must-win game. Michigan was not a must-win game to have a successful season. Losing to Michigan, we still had everything in front of us. Obviously, then the loss to Minnesota makes this a must-win. Like, had we beat Minnesota, this isn't a must-win game, in my opinion. But now it is. So I think it's a bigger game than Michigan. They would pretty much be ranked exactly, pretty close to the same as what Michigan was ranked when we played them. So, and then the curse of us getting ranked and then losing the next week is also, pretty crazy. But the whole in like I think I said this after the Minnesota game on the show, Penn State firing their coach was one of the worst things that could have happened for Nebraska football. And no matter what Matt Rule said or did, or it was just not a good thing for Nebraska football to have that distraction. And you're like, how are they distracted? But it definitely is a distraction when your head coach is the lead guy for a different job, right? It just a weird feeling, right? No matter what, if he could have came out, and had that contract extension the next day, and still would have been a distraction. So my only thing is like now they signed the contract extension on Thursday. Is that a distraction, or is that something that these guys rally behind and say, all right, he's our coach?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no way he's going anywhere else, and he's all in, right? All in. And let's go out there and show why he deserved that, right? Because at the end of the day, Coach Rule can't make any of the plays, right? He can't snap the ball. He can't throw the ball. He can't tackle somebody. The guys got to go out and perform at their peak level. And if I think we have the talent, if they go out and actually play it their best possible football, we can beat US. We can win out, in my opinion, but they have to go play at a high level. Very few mistakes. You're not going to go any game and not make any mistakes, but, limit the big plays. That's been in. Let's USC can rush the ball.
Yep.
They got a great screen game. They're going to come at us, not just going to throw it at us. They're going to run it at us. They're going to run these little screens at us. They've got some darn couple good running backs that are going to break tackles if you don't break down and if you just try to knock them out like we did against Michigan, you're going to end up with 3 big runs again. So we've got to tackle. We got to do the basics, and that's what it comes down to tonight. And super pumped. I'm excited. Woke up excited. Gonna be excited all day. Gonna go down and tailgate with some of the parents before the game. Then obviously do the pregame here at 4:00 with Terrell Farley on the A1 Automotive tailgate kickoff show. Be a lot. It'd be interesting how Terrell picks today. I put that Minnesota loss on Terrell because he picked us to beat. It's the first time he picked us to beat the other team, besides like Houston Christian and Akron. But I think he even picked against us in Cincinnati. And I'm like, when he picked us, we're going to double him up. I thought you just jinxed us, Terrell. So I'm sticking to that it was Terrell's fault that we lost to Minnesota. He picked against us every game except for that one. So I told him last week, and he did. He picked against us last week against Northwestern. And we beat them. So, that was a little bit of a slugfest, right? It seemed like we had some momentum going, and then we did. And then, like, can we get over that hump and just keep the momentum going? And it seems like that's where this team is struggling right now. We make some great plays, and then we give up some great plays. And, back-to-back interceptions. What a series that was. I thought, man, it's the last thing we needed was an interception in our own territory right there on the first play.
Yeah.
and you go, oh, here we go again, right? But we survived. So, 2 years ago, maybe even last year, we don't win that game. So we have made progress. Is it the progress we want to see? Is it Signetti progress? No. Signetti's got a program put together and they paid him for it. So that's that he's on a different level.
He's on it's unreal. And I think that's what I think a lot of Husker fans expected when Matt Rule came into town is, all right, he's gonna come in, we're just gonna be 8 wins right away. I am a firm believer that all battles are won before they're even fought. And I think this is a game we're gonna see it. I mean, I think in the Minnesota game, we saw that right away. Minnesota, they came in prepared. A few of the Husker players even said like they came in to kind of put on a show rather than play some tough, hard-nosed football. Right. And this is a game where you're playing USC, who leads the country in offense right now. And you got to come in and you got to fight. You got to battle, and that's where this game's going to be won.
Yeah, it's going to be it could get out of hand really quick on us if we decide to play flat like we did. Like we play flat like we did against Minnesota, we're in trouble. It'll be a long evening for Husker fans. I don't see that happening. I think our guys are going to be ready to go. I think the coaches are going to have them well prepared, and they're going to put on a show for us. And that's what we want to see. We want to see these guys absolutely making steps and winning this game. Like, let's get out. It's Memorial Stadium. We don't lose at home anymore. It's been my mantra since we lost to Michigan at home. Like, let's quit losing at home. Let's win the home games. You win the home games, you got a pretty decent season in the Big Ten, right? So you have to win the home games, and that's tonight, 6:30, blackout, seeing all the people walk by the studio in all black. It's going to be interesting. Black uniforms. Typically, we're known for the black shirts on defense, but we're wearing black uniforms for everybody. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting. I'm hoping Trent gets his jersey so I can wear that next year sometime.
That'd be pretty cool.
We'll see how that goes, if he gets his jersey or not, because I assume we're just wearing it once.
Yeah.
Unless we win like 52-7 or something, maybe we'll just keep wearing black jerseys. I'm kind of superstitious like that. But it could go the other way, and we never wear black jerseys again. You just don't know, right? Some people could put it on the fact that, we're showboating. I agree with you 100%, Tristan, that with this day and age of recruiting, with what Oregon does, I mean, I don't think they wear the same uniform ever.
No. They mix and match it somehow.
Different helmet, different jerseys. I mean, I think they, and a lot of kids these days think that's cool. How can Nebraska be a cool place to come play and recruit these guys that we need in order for us to become a actual power again? We're ways away from that, but everything's in front. I think we went out, we potentially get into that playoff, right? So, and it starts tonight. So hopefully we can have a fast start and really be prepared, and then get after it. So we're going to go to our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk Friday Night Lights, big playoff this week, and see who won, who lost, who the favorites are in high school football. And we'll talk about all that when we come back here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career, and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435 at 5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Byrne as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey guys, it's Adam Carricker here. As a former Husker and NFL player, I'm a health nut. Hydration and recovery starts at home. That's why I teamed up with Culligan of Lincoln. Soft water means better showers, cleaner dishes, and it protects my water heater and appliances. Their high-efficiency softener cuts salt and water usage. For drinking, I added a Culligan reverse osmosis. Bottled quality water right at my tap. Great taste, and it's certified to reduce tough contaminants like lead and PFAs. Right now, get up to $300 off a whole home system or just $9.95 per month for your first 3 months. Schedule your free water test at CulliganHuskers.com. That's CulliganHuskers.com. Culligan of Lincoln, water you love. Go Big Red.
Limited time offer, participating dealers, restrictions may apply. Husker fans know when you work together, great things happen. At Cornhusker Bank, they're more than your financial partner. With 5 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Omaha, they're your neighbors, your teammates, and your biggest fans. Whether you're saving for your first home, planning your future, or growing your business, they're right here in Nebraska to help you move forward together. Visit cornhusker.bank to learn more. Cornhusker Bank, member FDIC, doing life together.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
Acreage owner getting ready for winter? Make it easy with John Deere compact tractors and gators from Acres Equipment. Add snow blowers, front blades, cabs, heaters, and loaders to tackle every chore. Right now, in-stock units are priced to move with competitive financing to fit your budget. Get winter ready today at acres.com. Acres Equipment, your acreage handled. Financing subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Not all customers qualify. See dealer for details.
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Tune in this Friday as Early Break with myself, Steve Sipple, and Bill Bush broadcast from the Nebraska Army National Guard hangar ahead of the air show this weekend. You won't want to miss this one. That's this Friday for Early Break from 6 to 8 a.m. at the Nebraska Army National Guard hangar.
Back to the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to the Power Hour, fueled by setthebarsubs.com, the fuel that helps you perform, recover, and dominate your day. Now let's talk about the heartbeat of Nebraska football, high school. Friday Night Lights and where it all begins, right? Like, I firmly believe that, you know, the best football is high school football. And, you know, a lot of kids get to play, and only a small percentage of those guys get to go on and play college. I was blessed to get to do that, as well as my son and my brothers. And, you know, be able to do that at Nebraska is just, you know, icing on the cake, to be real honest. So some notable playoff races here. Class A, I think we all know Millard South is the team to beat. In Class A, they beat Omaha Westside 45-3. They must have just decided to take it easy on them. Then you got Elkhorn South beat Millard West, Tristan's old school. Sorry, Tristan. Creighton Prep 31-3 over Lincoln Southeast. Millard North upsets Omaha North. Omaha North is out. One of the top 4 team is out in the first round. Lincoln East upsets Omaha Central 24-10. And another big upset. Kearney beats Columbus 24-7. Omaha West Side 42 over Bellevue West 7. I think that they're ranked number 2 or something like that. And then Papillion La Vista South 23-22 over Lincoln North Star. That would be a fun game to watch, 23-22. In Class B, Waverly, I think, is still undefeated, 35-13 over Northwest. Scott Catholic, Matt Turman, the Terminators school, 49-7 over Gering. That was a long trip for Gering to get 49 points put on them. Bennington, who has been just dominating Class B for the last several years, 48-0 over Plattsmouth. I know they have 2 losses this year, which is crazy. Gretna beats Norris 46-45. What a game.
Not a whole lot of defense.
91 points. Yeah, what? Play some defense. That's crazy. You usually don't see that in both ranked teams. And I'm not whatsoever in favor of the PowerPoint system and how Nebraska high school football and the NSAA seeds high school football playoffs. I think lots of times you get the state championship matchup in the quarterfinals or semifinals. Let's get the 2 best teams in the finals, right? And I don't know how to change that. I don't know what, I'm glad I'm not in charge of it. I just don't agree with the current system, and it's been that way since I was in high school. Like my sophomore year, we played in the state championship against Geneva. It was a 14-6 game. We lost. They went on to win the next 2 games by 40.
Yeah.
Come on.
I feel the exact same way because when I was playing at Millard West, we played. So Bellevue West was probably the number 1 team in the state, easily due to points and their not really strength of schedule. They were the 4 seed. We were the 1 seed.
Yeah.
We play in the semifinals.
Yeah.
We lose.
The state championship.
We lose 37-30, and then they go into state championship and win 35-0. And I was like, I didn't get a chance to play at Memorial.
Right.
Like we played the state championship.
You didn't get a
in
medal.
the semis. Yeah.
I have a runner-up medal as well. And honestly, that year, when my junior year, Norfolk Catholic just went on a run, and they the two best teams ended up they beat Matt Turman's team, Bishop Newman or whatever they're called now. It's Wahoo Newman back in my day. They upset Turman's team in the semifinals and then beat us, and they upset every round. They basically, except for round 1, they were expected to win round 1. Then they upset in round 2. Then they upset in the semifinals, and they upset us in the finals. And props out to Coach Beller. He does a phenomenal job at Norfolk Catholic, even though I want them to lose every game because they're our arch rival.
Yeah. Understandable.
Gretna East beat Lincoln Standing Bear. It's good to see Lincoln Standing Bear. That's a pretty new school to make the playoffs. 41-15. Seward over McCook, 35-12. Elkhorn North, who's been pretty good, 32-0 over Lincoln Pius. And then York beat Scotts Bluff. Looks like an upset, 24-21. Jump into C1 quick. Sydney, that's where my brother Tony lives. He's got 1 daughter left in high school, so she wasn't on the football team.
No,
but
way out there.
They've been pretty darn good. I think they've been to the semifinals a couple different times, 21-14. And a lot of times those teams in the West just aren't as good as their records show, right? I remember Trent's sophomore year. I think we were the 14th seed. We were 6-3. We had a brutal schedule, brutal district. And we were the 14 seed, and we went out and played the 3 seed in Shadron, and Shadron was undefeated, 9-0, and we took it to them.
Yeah, I think it might be C1 or
C1 and C2 for sure.
Where there was 4 undefeated teams.
Yeah,
and you don't see that in
they all lose. They all lose first round.
Exactly, and you're like, who are you playing? Well, these 6-3 teams that just dominated you.
We're beating each other up pretty good. Ashland Greenwood over Shadron. I said that. Fort Calhoun beat Gothenburg 20-13. That was a pretty close game. Wahoo is the favorite in C1. 69-14. I believe that kid, I can't remember his name. I believe he's going to break my single season rushing record. I messaged Robert Berry's the AD over at Wahoo. Robert is a Battle Creek graduate, walked on here at Nebraska. I seen him a couple weeks ago at the Battle Creek Hall of Fame thing. His dad was inducted into the Battle Creek Hall of Fame. And he said, hey, I think this kid's going to break your rushing record. And I said, that's cool. It's been around for 33 years. So it's time. And I said, hey, just let me know when he's going to do it so I can be there.
Yeah.
Right. I want to be there when this kid, and Jim Gilbert was at my game when I broke his record.
That's pretty cool.
33 years ago. I was at several of the games that people have broken my records. And I think that's just the really cool thing to do. So Wahoo's going to be 69-14 over Milford. Mount Michael Benedictine 28 over O'Neill. That was another upset, 28-14. Columbus Lakeview takes down Boys Town 21-14. Syracuse 43, Gross Catholic 20. And Aurora upsets highly ranked Central City 42-21. Central City, from what I know from them, they like to throw the ball a lot, so they're either going to be really good or really bad. So
what do you prefer? I think of, would you rather an air raid or?
No, man, I'm going to run the ball.
So do you appreciate, like Millard North did it back in the day where they just did a triple option?
Yeah.
North Platte still does it.
Yeah.
It does not work out for them
No,
very
it doesn't
well.
work. Football's changed.
Yeah.
For sure. And I prefer the run, but I mean, and I think you can still get away with it in probably the smaller classes and see, like, because for us, when I was playing, we were just bigger than everybody.
I was going to say, you have to have the talent in order to do that.
We threw 24 passes in 12 games total.
That's
and we were 12 of 24. I mean, we were only 50% completion rate.
I'd be pretty upset as a quarterback.
Right? Oh, no, he rushed for over 1,000
Oh,
yards.
exactly. Yeah, he's totally fine.
So
little Army-Navy action.
One record I don't think will ever be broken from my era is the rushing yards in 4 playoff games. And Battle Creek has that. It's
ridiculous.
A ridiculous number of money, because I rushed for 2,800 that year. My quarterback rushed for over 1,000. Our fullback, who played offensive line at Nebraska, rushed for over 1,000. My little brother came close to 1,000, and he was a sophomore that year in mop-up duty. So, I didn't play in a fourth quarter. We didn't have a running clock either back then, so you had to play the whole thing out. But yeah, I think running the ball is critical until you get to that Class A where the kids are just a little more. I think they're obviously probably more skilled players there. But C2, Cedar Catholic, I called this 2 years ago. Trent's senior year, we played Hardington CC. They had a whole team of sophomores, and they played us really tough for these kids being sophomores. So they're seniors this year. They're ranked number 1, 48-0 over Hershey in the first round. UTAN, this is a big shocker. Norfolk Catholic has been in the state championship for the last 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row? At least 4, maybe 5. I'd have to go back. They won 3 in a row, and they lost to Fremont Bergen or Archbishop Bergen. And they lose first round to UTAN. 36-8, big upset. Norfolk Catholic has just been dominating C2 football for a long time. They're out in the first round. So we're going to crown a different champion, because I know they beat Booth last year in the finals from Bishop Newman. And then Archbishop Bergen, once again, another team we played that was really, really young when Trent was a senior, and they're now seniors. 61-0 over Wood River. They're ranked number 3. Malcolm over Lincoln Lutheran. I think that was on the radio last night on 93.7.
It was a ball game.
Great game, 28-24. Bishop Newman takes care of Arlington 34-8. Kearney Catholic beats Boone Central. That's a huge upset in my opinion. Boone Central was one of those teams at the beginning of the year was 1 or 2. I think they did beat Norfolk Catholic. But Kearney Catholic kicks them out in the first round. And that's, once again, you're getting some matchups that maybe shouldn't happen, right? Ord beats Doniphan Trumbull 63-30. And Grand Island Central Catholic 49-14. Grand Island Central Catholic was horrible 2 years ago. They're pretty good this year. So fun to watch what's going on in high school football. So
that Lincoln Lutheran Malcolm game was pretty unbelievable. Lincoln Lutheran returns the opening kickoff 7-0. They get a 3-and-out, kick a field goal 10-0. Next Malcolm possession, get a strip sack, fumble recovery in the end zone. So it's 17-0. It's looking all Lincoln Lutheran. And I think halftime it was 17-7. It was 24-7 at one point, and then Malcolm just put it to them in the fourth quarter. It was a fun watch and kind of crazy. They played each other the week before.
Oh, they did.
And Malcolm won 20-7, and then ended up just seeding wise that they were playing each other right again the next week.
That happened to Battle Creek and Norfolk Catholic a lot back in the 80s and early 90s. They were our last game of the year, and it's always the biggest game of the year, and it was the last game, and then we end up whoever, if the other team would have won, we wouldn't have played first round in the playoffs, but then so-and-so won, and then you'd have to play them in the first round of playoffs. And once again, I think that system needs to be looked at. It's not very good, in my personal opinion. 8-man football, shout out to Pender. They get another win, 30-26. I know one of the Trimble kids on that team. Good kid. Plainview with another big win, 51-22 over Thayer Central. I know some kids on that team. That's all the 8-man guys I really know. So it's just, man, it just doesn't get any better. It's been amazing weather for football. We're going to see in the next couple of weeks what happens. I'm looking for these matchups for next week, right? Let's see. So we got Papillion, La Vista South in Class A against Millard North. Elkhorn South versus Millard South, so potentially Elkhorn South out early. Once again, are they one of those teams that could be in the finals had they been on the other side of the bracket, right? You got West Side and Kearney, Lincoln East and Creighton Prep. So that's your quarterfinals. In Class B, you've got Waverly versus Seward. So Waverly's 10-0 versus 8-2 Seward. Omaha's got Catholic 8-2 as well versus Gretna East, who's 9-1. So we got a good mashup there. How about York versus Gretna? They're both 6-4. Crazy. The two 4-loss teams are in the quarterfinals. Then you got Bennington against Elkhorn North, both 8-2. So how did two 6-4 teams end up playing each other? And the two 8-2 teams are playing each other. Like, to me, shouldn't there be a 6-4 team playing an 8-2?
Yeah, it doesn't make too much sense.
Doesn't make sense.
I don't think the NSAA will ever go to like the NFL format where it's just like the higher seed plays the lowest seed no matter what going into the next round. I don't think it'll ever do that, but I feel like that would make a little bit more sense.
It would make a lot more sense. In C1, you got Aurora versus Columbus Lakeview. Aurora 7-3, Lakeview 10-0. Actually, a couple 10-0 teams, a lot of 10-0 teams in C1. Sydney's 10-0. They got Fort Calhoun, who's 8-2. Wahoo 10-0. I'm telling you, Wahoo is fun to watch. I think this will be potentially their third straight.
Yep.
It's only been done once in Class C1 by Norfolk Catholic. Should have been done by Battle Creek a couple different times, but we faltered. My older brothers, won in 86, 87, and then runner-up in 88. Would have been the first time a high school C1 team had won 3 in a row. And then my nephew was actually on the Norfolk Catholic team that won 3 in a row in C1.
Okay.
It was first team in C1 to do it. But yeah, Wahoo's got Mount Michael Benedictine, who's 8-2, and Syracuse 10-0 versus 9. So this lines up pretty good. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 10-0 teams. None of them are playing each other. So it did work.
That works out.
All right, I'll take it. Right. So you're looking at potentially, the last 4 teams in C1 being all undefeated. I don't know if that's ever happened.
No.
That's crazy.
That'd be crazy. A semifinal of all undefeated teams.
Yeah. I think Sydney's going to have a hard time with Fort Calhoun. Once again, Fort Calhoun plays way tougher schedule than a Sydney does. And I want Sydney to win. Like I said, the Red Raiders out there, my brother Tony's put 5 kids through that school. So I hope they win, but that'd be really cool matchup. Although I think Wahoo is just going to absolutely annihilate everybody. In C2, we've got Cedar Catholic versus Ord, 10-0 Cedar Catholic, 7-3 Ord. And UTAN versus Bishop Newman. That's always a battle. Derek Wacker versus Connor Booth back in the day. That was UTAN had him pretty much beat. Wacker goes out injured, and Booth runs for like 300 yards in the second half, and they win it right at the end. It was a crazy game. It was in the rain, lots of turnovers. Kearney Catholic has got Malcolm and Archbishop Bergen versus Grand Island Central Catholic. So the 2 Catholic teams playing each other, at least get some of those. There's a lot of Catholic teams in C2. But that's your high school football roundup. When we come back, we're going to finish this out and check out some of the top matchups in college football today and see who's going to win, who's going to lose, and we'll have our prediction for USC Nebraska. We'll be back here on 93.7 The Ticket.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm, safe, and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Get geared up for savings like you've never seen before during Elway Days. Their biggest sale of the year runs October 14th through the 18th when every red tagged machine is priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Don't miss out on these epic savings. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at the 27th and I-80 location.
Imagine hitting rewind on your life 10, even 20 years. With testosterone therapy from Limitless Male, you can turn back the aging clock and get your edge, energy, and confidence back. If you've lost your drive, sleep deprived, muscle loss, belly fat, irritable, you're not the guy you once were. Get your T levels checked at Limitless Male. More and more men are realizing hormone replacement can turn back the clock. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People Seating Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years.
My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Husker fans know when you work together, great things happen. At Cornhusker Bank, they're more than your financial partner. With 5 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Omaha, they're your neighbors, your teammates, and your biggest fans. Whether you're saving for your first home, planning your future, or growing your business, they're right here in Nebraska to help you move forward together. Visit cornhusker.bank to learn more. Cornhusker Bank, member FDIC, doing life together.
Back to the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back here to wrap it up. We got a couple minutes left. Let's talk about some big games in college football besides USC and Nebraska. I know we all love them, and we're going to be cheering loud at Memorial Stadium. So, number 16, Louisville versus Virginia Tech. That's going to be probably always. I know Virginia Tech's only 3-5, but they will always play Louisville tough. You got Ohio State, number 1 team, playing Penn State at home. Let's cheer on the Nittany Lions. I could love to see Ohio State go down. I think everybody should lose at some point in this era. Are they the only undefeated team?
Indiana's still undefeated.
Oh yeah. Indiana's not going to get beat, even if I pick against them. Vanderbilt, Texas. That'll be a big matchup today. That's at 11 a.m. kicking off shortly. And then we got Miami, SMU. I don't know. I don't know about Miami.
I'm not super high in the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I mean, they beat some decent teams, but I mean, they beat Notre Dame.
Beat Notre Dame,
right?
Lose at home to Louisville, though.
And yeah, so I don't know. Tough. Houston playing West Virginia, Indiana, Maryland. Good luck, Maryland. Have fun, and it's at Maryland. So probably not be a lot of people in the stands. Depends if Indiana's starting to travel the way the Huskers do, because I think Maryland probably had their highest attendance. When Nebraska's there,
and half of them were Nebraska fans. So.
Right, more than half. It was louder. Georgia, Florida, always. It's an SEC matchup. I don't care if Florida's 3-4; they'll typically play them pretty strong. And how about Notre Dame in Boston College? That's hopefully not very good. Texas Tech, 7-1. Are they that good? I don't know. They're playing K-State. K-State will give them a battle. Virginia and California today. Ole Miss, South Carolina. South Carolina always plays people tough. Michigan, Purdue. Georgia Tech, NC State. Georgia Tech's still undefeated. 8-0. So, and then Oklahoma and Tennessee. That's going to be a big matchup. 6-2 versus 6-2. It's kind of similar to us in USC. Like, who's going to, they're both ranked. Oklahoma 18, Tennessee 14. We're not ranked. USC is. It's amazing to me how these SEC teams that have 2 losses are ranked ahead of all the 2-loss Big Ten teams. Interesting to me. I think this is this is going to be a fun matchup. Cincinnati, Utah. Cincinnati's 7-1, lone loss to us. I would love to see Cincinnati win this game. It's at Utah though, so
I believe that's College Game Day.
Yeah, I believe it is College Game Day. So, I think that's going to be really defining moment for us as well. If Cincinnati keeps winning, that's just a better win for us, especially if we can win out and want to get into playoff, and Cincinnati's in the playoff. Well, we beat Cincinnati, so it's interesting. So lots of great college football on today. I want to thank you for joining me here on the Power Hour. Hopefully, we'll be back the next couple of Saturdays since we're on the road. I believe I'll be doing the November 15th show from Deer Camp. I believe my brother got Starlink, so I can actually do that I might do it from a deer stand.
That'd be awesome.
We'll see. We'll see.
Don't
how
be
the
too
internet
loud.
is.
Yeah, you got to be a little quiet.
Well, at 10 o'clock in the morning, the deer are done, like you're done hunting deer
Yeah.
by 10. But we can, we always have fun up there in Verdigris, Nebraska, my cousin's place, and it's the week off for the Huskers. So, but let's go Big Red. Excited. Want to thank our sponsors, Win the World of Lincoln. Go check them out, and setthebarsubs.com. And we'll be back next week for episode number 59. And let's hear it. Let's be loud tonight in the stadium. Excited for it. And let's go Big Red. God bless. Much love. Peace out.